Yes, what's good everybody? Quick shit vid. Just a response to somebody that said they've started and stopped watching my video yesterday. This is not a media channel, I've said from the absolute offset, so I just come on, talk a bit of shit. It is a quick shit vid. So, you know, don't take yourself too serious, or me. We're not here to be serious. Relatively serious. We're going to talk about football a little bit, but I don't know how you can take it as serious when I started the last one with talking about Cadbury's milk tray. I think I spoke about that for longer than I did the actual football. So yeah, fuck that guy. So, ironically, I'm going to do a shout out to Aaron Lennon, who retired, and he actually announced it yesterday. And I thought, when I was in van, I heard it on TalkSport, and I thought it's worth a shout out because I liked Aaron Lennon and he's had a really good career, didn't he, from moving on from Leeds. But then I forgot to give him the shout out, so it's sort of, down. Does he deserve the shout out? Is he worthy of the shout out? If I didn't even remember to give him the shout out, so. But I do think he's worthy of the shout out. Me and my mate used to call him the cat burglar for no reason whatsoever, but it was just proper fast, wasn't he, and like nippy and little, and about not burgling houses evidently, but yeah. So why that? I don't know why I've said that. There's quite a few talks about 49ers moving some more money in, which is obviously, we've all been sort of waiting on this, haven't we? And we do need a bit of an injection of money at the minute for certain. Like defensively, we need strengthening massively now. It's getting, you know, we do need refreshing there, and everybody's calling for a striker, which I obviously agree with. And especially the more and more that Bamford becomes unreliable in every sense, it's like, you know, we're gonna have to start thinking about moving on. So yeah, that Mateo Joseph's done a interview and he says he's really happy with his move and stuff, and he started really well, hasn't he, to be fair. He said he was buzzing to get his first 90 minutes and stuff, and he came over because he noticed that Leeds as a whole sort of start the youngsters, and we do give them a chance. And I know people have been calling to get more youngsters in for a couple of years, but I do think, you know, if you actually look at a squad like Strugglin and stuff, and we do play players, and if they do perform, we do keep them in squad. Might be interesting to see what happens when Sinistera comes back, or Sinister, whatever he's called, stuff like that. Because obviously Somerville has to stay inside, so. And although Nonto got brought off at half time, Harrison's not really hit the ground running this season, so it's intriguing. A lot of talks of moving some players out in January as well, because obviously I think we might bring someone in. They're talking about a left back, but they're not on about getting rid of Firpo. That's not what I'm reading anyway. So, but the talks that Click might be on his way out, which I think's a bit of a shame, because I think he's a good squad player. But if he's not getting any minutes, then he probably wants to leave himself. And then they'll talking of Ayling going, both Ayling and Forshaw, talk to them going in January, but their contracts run out in summer. So, but I don't think Ayling should go. I like Ayling, and I actually still think he's better than Christensen. But I think Forshaw ultimately, if he can't stay fit, and Forshaw's probably my favourite player, you know, of the past few years. To be fair, when we were at Championship, Forshaw and Click were my favourite players by some way, really. I just thought they were mint. Even though Forshaw's always been blighted with injuries. It's been terrible for Forshaw. Who knows how far he could have gone, really. Like, I mean, don't want to over-egg the pudding or whatever the phrase is, but, you know, he's so good on ball. He never loses ball. He's so calm. I saw an interview of him when we came up to Prem, to be fair, and he started playing again. And he said I'm not trying to be he didn't say I'm not trying to be a knobhead, but he said not trying to be big-headed, or I don't know exactly what he said. But, you know, that type of thing, not an ego type thing, but he just feels better in Premier League anyway. You've got slightly bit more time, because people are more respectful of you and deeper in game, aren't they? So, you know, they know that your touch is good, and if they just come rushing out, they just get exposed, don't they? So, yeah, but if they're not going, then they both need new contracts. But I do think Forshaw will probably get moved out. And then mentally, there's a couple of articles going about talking that we're not going to be able to keep hold of Rodrigo, and that he's going to go for 40 million. Which I think is a bit strong. I can't, you know, although I think Rodrigo's had a relatively decent season. I don't know about that, but I mean, you'd take 40 million for him, providing with, you know, bringing some people in, but bit mental. I can't see that happening. What's everybody saying on that? And then just a bit of bullshit talk that Danny Cowie, who was a Portsmouth manager, and this just came up because it said it'd affect us because we've been banging on about time wasting, haven't we? And Marsh has been getting sent off and whatnot for it relentlessly. And he reckons he can see the game ending up being 30-minute halves with the stopwatch obviously stopping every time it goes out of play. But I can't see the point in that, number one. Number two, I don't think that'll happen. And number three, I really can't see the point in that. Because if they're wasting, they reckon, about 15 minutes a half. So if you stop the watch and play 30 minutes, then you're still wasting 15 minutes in the half, aren't you? So I don't really understand and why you're not stopping the watch to gain any more time. You're just accepting that everybody's been wasting 15 minutes, so let's just stop the wastage of the 15 minutes. It's like, well, no, surely not. We're better off making the half 60 minutes long and not stopping the watch, and then you'd actually get 45 minutes. So I don't really understand the logic of that. But yeah, that's my shit vid. England on Monday, and I might do a couple of England videos, but I don't know. It'll be all mainly based around Leeds United and chocolate. So if you want to check out any of my new music and stuff, let us know. Well, don't let us know. Just all links are below and that. And have you seen that Ivan Toney's been charged with fucking 232 alleged breaches of like betting rules? It's mental. It just came up on my phone, then I was like, fucking hell, maybe that why I ain't gone to the World Cup. Crazy though. I wonder whether he's just betted 232 times that he'll never miss a penalty. I don't know, but yeah, what you reckon? Fucking mad world, innit?
The way they've been, the results they've had, 1 defeat in 13. I've got Muppets from Leeds talking about pressures on us, and Bamford and Forshaw and a couple of others, and it's over to you and this, that and the other. They got beat 7 times since Christmas. We've been beaten once. We've set it up from Christmas to be in the race.
Boom.
JackCity, bitch! JackCity, bitch! Hey!
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised. That's why I ask no.